Good morning, students. Here is the second part of the story, Frogs in the Fountain. Maybe so, but I don't recall ever seeing a snake in Granny's garden, although I did see them elsewhere. However, we did have plenty of frogs thanks to the disused fountain installed by my grandfather. But neglected after his death, the fountain hadn't functioned for a couple of years, but the little reservoir in which it stood had filled up with rainwater and was now covered with water lilies. One day after an expedition to the canal had worked, I brought some small fish in a bucket and introduced them to the lily pond. I hadn't paid much attention to the tadpole swimming around in the bucket. Well, the fish died as they were used to fresh running water and not stagnant water. But the tadpoles did very well, and before long we had frogs sleeping all over the place. Very soon the frogs multiplied. Students, here the author is saying that whether the reason was marigold or not, but he never saw snakes in the granny's house. But there was plenty of frogs in the disused fountain, and that is also because of him. Once when he visited to the canal, he brought some fish into the fountain, and along with them a tadpole was there. The fish died very soon, but the tadpole's number increases in the fountains. Let's go with the book. They would come into the veranda at night and keep us awake with their incessant singing and warbling. I can't sleep a wink, complained Aunt Mabel, who was sensitive to noise and allergic to choirs made up entirely of bass singers. They were serenading you, I said. It was long time since anyone had serenaded Aunt Mabel, a confirmed spinster in her early 40s. Here, the author is saying that Aunt Mabel, who was sensitive to noise, she started complaining that she can't able to sleep whole night due to the constant singing of frogs at changing notes. Next. They will go away once the rains finish, said Gran hopefully, but they did not go away. One day, screams came from the bathroom. Aunt Mabel screaming for help. Granny, the Khansama and I ran to her aid and discovered that the cause of her distress was a large frog swimming around in the potty. I pulled the flush chain. There was a loud gurgling sound, a combination of frog and flush, and out jumped the frog straight into Aunt Mabel's arms. She left for Lucknow that day, saying she would be safer in a zoo where her cousin was the superintendent. Students, eventually Aunt Mabel decides to move out to her cousin's place because she cannot tolerate the frogs anymore. Next. Well, Granny hired some laborers to empty the lily pond and round up as many frogs as they could. They were put into baskets and taken to some mysterious destination. Perhaps they have been exported to China, I mused, or even to France. They eat frogs there, don't they? Only the legs, said Granny. Here, as Aunt left, the Granny decides she hired some local laborers which are supposed to take the frogs from the fountain and taken it to some unknown place. Next. But they hadn't been exported. The Khansama told me later that the baskets had been opened and dumped near a pond behind the railway station, and before long they were all over the station waiting rooms and platforms until the station master had a brilliant idea. He had the frogs rounded up by a number of street urchins who wanted to make a little pocket money. He then had them packed firmly into several well-ventilated boxes. The crates were labelled to Lucknow Zoo, attendant, superintendent Sahib, and dispatched as a free gift. A zoo is the best place for creatures, great and small, opined our philosophical station master, who had previously sent them a consignment of stray station dogs. In these paragraphs, author explains that the laborers put the frogs behind the railway station in a small pond situated there. Slowly, they took over all the space of railway station, including waiting rooms and platforms. So the station master got a brilliant idea to move them to a nearby zoo, since it is considered as the best place for small and large creatures. So students, here we ends up with the story. Thank you.